Voting is a civic duty. Let's register on the electoral list. This is a message from Equinoxe Television.
Hi there to all of you viewers of Equinoxe Television. Thank you so much for joining us on this other edition of the news tonight. Our major stories this evening. Thousands of pupils today wrote their first official examination, which is a common entrance examination and the entrée and CCM. In the northwest and southwest regions, the exams were written amidst very tight security. We will take you to Boya in the faculty division and to Tinto in the Manu division, all in the southwest region of the country, to tell you how the exams happened in those areas despite security threats. Plus, crime waves seem to be on the rise in Limbe in the southwest region of the country after the killing of a businessman by his employers. Another man reportedly beat up his wife to death in Limbe. The population in turn meted jungle justice on the perpetrator. Details in this news edition. And we will bring to you more updates on the killing of a 6-year-old child in the Ngoa-Ekele neighborhood of the outskirts of Yaoundé. The boy was violently stabbed severally by a certain Mr. Nwafo after a dispute with a former star. Cameroonians want justice for little Mathis. Those are our lead stories, viewers. Details in a moment. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for the confidence. We just told you a while ago that thousands of pupils across the country today starting for their very first official examination, which is the common entrance and also entrée and CCM. In the southwest region, Class 6 pupils in Boya have taken the 2024-25 written session of the government common entrance examination in Form 1. Though no incident was recorded, some parents still followed their kids to school for fear of the unknown. Regional authorities of basic education say the participation rate for this year's session stands at about 95%. Rex Afon tells us more from Boya.
Close to 700 candidates of the government common entrance exam have taken part in the written phase of the exam in this center in Great Support, Boya. According to the officials of this center, 3 pupils are absent. 1 died 2 weeks ago, and the other 2 have been reported sick. The atmosphere here, just like in other centers in the town, is calm, but parents decided to be cautious.
It's not easy. They walk. You have been sitting here, standing up, sitting down. It's not easy. So many things are happening now, so I just choose to come and stay. When she sees me, like when they come up for which she sees me, she'll be happy, and it will give her the courage to write.
I accompany my son today because he's still tender, so tender. I can't leave him all by himself to come here. He has never been here. I can send him to come and later you start looking for him.
According to regional authorities of basic education for the southwest region, the exam has been going on hitch-free thus far throughout the region.
We registered 30,766 candidates who are writing in the southwest, and we have 31 centers and 205 sub-centers. And the attendance rate, if I have to grade it, I will say that we have 95%, if not of those who fell ill and the few absences that we had. This is for the pupils. But for the teachers, those who are invigilating, I confidently say we have 100%.
In a few weeks, these pupils will once again be sitting in a hall like this for the written phase of the first school leaving certificate.
Our sincere condolences to the families who lost their children few days to the common entrance examination. And in Tinto, in the Manu division of the southwest region, the exams unfolded amidst very tight security, as we told you in the headlines. The divisional officer made a stopover at some examination centers to reassure the pupils of their security. Mala Glory tells us how the exams happened in Tinto.
Candidates seeking admission into the tertiary institution in Cameroon begin the process as they converge in different centers in Tinto subdivision, Southwest region, to write the government common entrance examination. While no candidate of the technical section showed up for the written part of the exams, about 611 candidates of the general education were present, recording an absence of 6 out of 617 registered.
Unfortunately, nobody has registered for Common Entrance Technical, and that notwithstanding, we have 6 absentees here, and we have found out that they are absent because they are coming from a very far off distances.
The divisional officer for Upper Bayang, Tinto subdivision, visited the main center to encourage the pupils.
We have the Tinto main center that is hosting schools from the Mbang clan and then D4 clans. We have Ashum sub-center that is hosting schools from the Kogno clan, and we have Bachuakagbe sub-center hosting schools from the Nchombere and the other clans at the environs. And finally, we have the Kendem sub-center hosting schools from the Awanchi and the Beteku clans.
The candidates who braved all the obstacles of instability in the area wrote their exams under tight security, as the divisional officer promised them safety till the end of the exams.
This day we came to encourage you and to tell you that you are facing your future, and we are here to encourage you, to tell you that do not be afraid. Education is your fundamental right.
The government common entrance examination commenced this Tuesday, May 13, nationwide, and results are expected to be released by the end of May 2025.
And now let's talk about this gruesome incident which happened in Yaoundé. The updates on the killing of a 6-year-old child in the Goakele neighborhood on the outskirts of the nation's political capital. The boy was violently stabbed severally by a certain Mr. Nwafo after a dispute with a former dad. Cameroonians want justice for little Mathis, who is the victim. Details with Innocent Ase.
Killing of the 6-year-old child in Goakele, Yaoundé by the father of a renowned Cameroonian music star keeps registering reaction from all classes of national life, particularly from the civil society. Col Bedenquine terms the incidents condemnable regardless of what triggered it.
This is a condemnable act and need to be condemned with all the energy. And in fact, this reminds me of Luke 12 verse 53, where Jesus was prophesying on the fact that there will be a time when they will be divided. Father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother, father-in-law against son-in-law, son-in-law against father-in-law, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, and I dare say boyfriend against girlfriend. This is what we are seeing in society today, and this is condemnable.
G. Lucas, a member of the civil society as well, describes the act as a punishable capital murder.
This is indeed a capital murder, and it is one of the worst crimes on Cameroon soil, away from treason. And being a capital murder, of course, you should know that this is a situation where he may end up in jail for about 10 to 20 years. Maximum should be 20 years in a situation like this.
Col Bedenquine and Nji Lucas, who also doubles as a human rights advocate, states that the act violates the fundamental rights of the little boy to live, an act they say is irreversible.
That child's right to life was indeed violated by this person.
Even at the international human rights law, with the international human rights law, international covenant on civil and people's rights, more importantly, this is criminal justice. This criminal justice needs to set in and set things straight, because we really need moral rearmament. Otherwise, our society is condemned to see many more of such acts.
Nji Lucas appraises the timely intervention of security forces which prevented the alleged murderer from being killed by a mob. This will enable the police and gendarmes get to the roots of the incident through interrogation of the suspect if guilty.
I think it is important that the forces of law and order who are involved in this case, they should also ensure that there should be justice for the child who was killed. So what is most important is that the public should stay calm.
Nji Lucas, however, urges the magistrates to be fair in their judgment in order to serve justice to the little boy.
And over to Limbe, crime waves seem to be on the rise in the seaside resort town after a businessman was violently killed and buried hiddenly by some of his employees. A man still in Limbe reportedly beat up his wife to death before the local population caught up with him and meted jungle justice. Davidson Maimo has more from Limbe.
Saturday, May 10, 2025, witnessed another crime in London Poetry neighborhood, Quarter 16, Parliamentary Street, Bonadikombo, Mile 4. This incident occurred just 3 days after the killing of a businessman at Kia Village Layout and 2 days after a corpse of an alleged thief was discovered near the Court of First Instance, Coconut Island neighborhood. According to eyewitnesses, a loud cry for help from Chick Vania, 32 years mother of 2, prompted neighbor to rush to the scene. They found Vania lying in a pool of blood.
We saw what machete and hammer was think that the man have machete again. So
while her husband, Devon Kingsley, 32, was allegedly pretending to be injured, lying on the ground with blood on him.
So we all thought he was unconscious, whereas we didn't know he had taken his wife's blood, rubbed it all over his body.
It took the courage of 2 brave individuals to stop him as they sustained machete wounds on the head and hand.
The population that was outside and nobody could go in there because the man, he had so many instruments. He had hammer, cutlass, knife with him. Nobody could go in there to actually save the woman.
The angry mob nearly lynched him, but for the police from the 3rd District Station who arrived just in time to secure him. The motives behind the crime are unclear, with conflicting reports suggesting either accusation of venial infidelity with a taxi driver.
From the rumors circulating around, it shows the woman was cheating on him because the man, he's based in Gabon.
Or dispute over a large sum of money sent by Kingsley while in Gabon.
The plan was already made to happen.
Vania was rushed to Mutengene Baptist Hospital, where she later succumbed to excessive bleeding. Kingsley, alleged to have wounded himself so as to deceive the population, coupled with the snake beating received, is also hospitalized, along with one of the victims he wounded, who remains in a critical condition. Recent crime waves in Limbe highlight the need for state security agencies to redouble their effort so as to beef up security within the city.
Sad indeed. Now we talk politics. The SDF presidential candidate Joshua Osei met with civil society actors, sharing his agenda for addressing Cameroon's challenges. Key proposals include ending the Anglophone crisis within 100 days, revitalizing the North through infrastructure and social development, decentralizing power to councils as well. Immaculate Fogwe has more.
Honorable Joshua Osei, the SDF candidate for the October presidential elections, meets with civil society actors for a 1-hour exchange. During the meeting, he sheds light on his political agenda, outlining his plans to address key challenges facing Cameroon. Honorable Osei outlines his plan to tackle the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions, stating,
Nous donnons 100 jours pour faire cesser la violence.
If elected within 100 days, we will work to end the violence in these regions. We will liberate those arrested in connection to the crisis and hold consultation talks with those directly connected to it.
Regarding the deplorable living conditions in the northern part of Cameroon, Honorable Osei expressed concerns about issues such as poor roads, difficult access to clean water, healthcare and education. He pledged that
within 1 year, we will restore the dignity of the population in the northern regions, which have been long marginalized, leading to widespread poverty.
Osei also emphasized the need for effective decentralization, stating,
We'll allocate powers to the right quarters, ensuring that councils have the autonomy to make decisions. Centralization of power is an archaic system that hinders development.
When asked about the SDF forming alliances with other political parties, OC noted that coalitions are effective when parties share the same convictions and can bring value to the table. OC urged every Cameroonian of voting age to register the electoral list, emphasizing the importance of having their voices heard in the upcoming presidential elections.
And Gendarmerie officials of the West Gendarmerie region have arrested some people and seized several items, including cars, motorcycles, and flat-screen TV sets. This was during a reinforced raid carried out in the BUME neighborhood. According to the commander of the West Gendarmerie region, this is to curb the high rates of insecurity. Lucy Liengu is here, reports.
To combat insecurity and ensure the safety of the population and property in the Bambutos division of the West region, gendarmes from the West Gendarmerie Legion conducted a raid on May 10th, precisely at Bamesinge King Place and Bamesinge Setik. This operation was prompted by a recent incident involving an IED explosion, which raised suspicions about the presence of such weapons within the community.
Déjà récemment, nous avons enregistré un car.
In light of a suspected IED explosion recorded in the neighborhood, it was necessary to carry out this raid.
With
the support of the commander of the West Gendarmerie Legion, we were able to execute this operation effectively. During the operation, 14 women and 98 men were arrested. Additionally, various items were seized, including motorcycles, cars, speakers, flat screens, and more. According to Lieutenant Komva Freddy, commander of the Gendarmerie Company of Buda, this operation was instructed by the Secretary of State for Defense in charge of the National Gendarmerie and executed on site by Colonel Abba Saidou, commander of the West Gendarmerie Legion. It's important to note that the Bamesinge neighborhood is a home to a significant number of internally displaced persons from the northwest and has been experiencing a high crime wave. Departing from Bafoussam around 1 a.m., the National Gendarmerie specialized units were effectively deployed to the outskirts of Buda during the night of May 9th to May 10th, 2025. This significant operation, led by Colonel Abbas Saidou, aimed to neutralize criminals posing a threat to the tranquility of Buda. Meantime, several persons have been released.
Still on security, this time around we talk road security. The head of the 3rd Gendarmerie Region in the North region has called on drivers to be cautious while plying the road. General Pierre Lubasa made a call while with the Transport Trade Union members to sensitize them on the need to have a National Day celebration void of road accidents. Samad Jikan Gabriel with details.
With the celebration of the National Day, May 20 around the corner, security officials in the Grand North are making everything possible for the day to be void of accidents on our highway. It is for this reason that General Lubazal of the 3rd Region Gendarmerie Control gathered the different transport trade unions to sensitize them about the need for them to remain attentive while driving on the national roads.
In the meeting, we carried out a lot of exchange, sensitize ourselves on usage of roads. We also try to rectify certain things that among the two parties, that is the syndicates and the gendarmerie, were unable to agree on the road. For example, the syndicates, they were called to sensitize the drivers to have to pay their documents before plying their vehicles on the road. We think these syndicates, when they go back and they applied it, is going to be at the benefit of the road users.
During the gathering, it was discovered that after the last meeting, which the security officials held with transport trade unions, the rate of accidents reduced.
We realized that the last meeting that we held, and with the collaboration with the syndicates, we realized a drop in road accidents in the 3rd region here in Garoua. So it was a very good thing, and we call upon our syndicates to maintain the same collaboration which we have started.
Some of the members of the Transport Trade Union who attended the meeting said it was a great initiative for gendarme officers to sit down together with them to talk about the good of the country.
Je crois ça c'est aussi une initiative.
It is a good initiative, a partnership between the Transport Trade Union and the Gendarmerie. I will be the ambassador for this good collaboration. It touches me when the gendarmes sit by the side of a trade union member to talk about what is ruining the country and concerning us directly, and they are set for each other to bring changes. After the meeting, it is now expected that the rate of accidents on the national roads in the Grand North will be reduced, as drivers are expected to respect the road safety rules.
And some reports by Smart brings us to the end of the first part of the news. Let's now move on to talking points. You don't go anywhere. Welcome back, viewers. Our guest tonight is the Regional Delegate for Basic Education for the Southwest region, Madame ELANGWE Rose BUME. Thank you so much, Madame, for accepting to be our guest on the news tonight on Equinoxe Television. Now, today, thousands of pupils across Cameroon wrote the Common Entrance Examination into Form 1. It is their very first official examination so far. In the Southwest region, precisely in Boya, where you are based, how was the situation in your region, which is the Southwest?
Thank you very much, Annabella. I'm the Regional Delegate of Basic Education for the Southwest region. Indeed, we began with the first, the Common Entrance written part this morning, as it is all over the nation. Southwest also, we took it off. By 8 a.m., we began. In fact, I was so elated with what I saw as I went to the field, that we had to start on time, meaning that the children were there, the invigilators were there, and those at the secretariat, in fact, everybody was all there. And we began the exams on time. We registered some few absences and some children who fell ill. The absences were not 2, 3 in some of the centers, but apart of that, there was no major incident that was registered. As for the invigilators, they were all present, 100%. I did not register any invigilator who did not come in any of the centers as I went through. I was so happy also when in all the centers we met security. And for this, I want to thank the #1 man of the region, who is the governor of the Southwest region, for having put in place security to take care of our centers. And the exams is moving on smoothly. Even the weather favored us. The weather favored us, so I think it is well. I want to really say it is well, because this year we registered a very high number as compared to last year. From 29,000 last year, this time we have 30,766 only for the common entrance. So it is so impressive.
Now, Madame ELANGWE, what can account for the increase this time around, increase in the number of pupils? Is it that the parents now have been reassured of the security of their children during the exam this year?
Yeah, the answer is so simple. Early preparation that began even with our minister, began with us, the 10 regional delegates. Yes, in a conference in Yaoundé, where all the 10 regional delegates, as exams was ending last the previous year, they began this 2025 preparation. And after at the national level, we also came at the regional level to prepare all our teachers, the head teachers, the inspectors, the divisional delegates, and right at the regional delegation. Good collaboration. We have followed up the teaching and learning process. It may interest you to know that the children wrote regional tests, what we styled the regional tests, to test the ability of the pupils and test how far the teachers have gone. After that, they also wrote the national mock, which was so impressive. And today, they are writing the common entrance. From the interview, you see the children are well prepared. They were well prepared for these exams. The teachers themselves, they expressed satisfaction because when they asked the children, how did you write, especially the first paper, which was mathematics, everybody was saying it was good. And from the response of the children, I think the preparation was early enough. Both financially, the minister had done all that to take care of the invigilators, those people who are invigilating, and even the markers after invigilation, because marking will continue. So everything has been put in place. The marking materials all set. Examination center well prepared. So I think everything was well planned. And all of this gave us the effectiveness and preparedness that we are boasting to say that it is moving on smoothly.
Now, we all understand the security situation in the northwest and the southwest regions. Let's now talk about the southwest region where you are. It has always been on the table, the security situation, when we talk about public exams in these two regions. What did you do this time around at your level to ensure that pupils in risky zones take their exams hitch-free in a calm environment?
Just as the minister invited us on time for the meeting to prepare us for the 2025 examinations, at the regional level, we also held a meeting on time and prepared every educational stakeholder. Even the questions came on time and we sent them to the various centers on time. So you see, we did not have any problem of like late coming of examination questions or all of the sort. Everything went accordingly, knowing fully well that Northwest and Southwest is a crisis zone. So that was taken into consideration. So we started and sent our question at the various centers before time, dispatched the children before time. And I want to even thank centers like Kumba 3. The children, they were in the military camp. The children were there. And in some other centers, I think that was exactly what we did. So just some extra force that education stakeholders and supported by parents and even the security to enable us keep these children days before they are writing date. I think it is something to applaud.
And now, before we go, Madam, you visited some examination centers in your region that was earlier today. What was your message to the parents and also the pupils, the parents who accompanied their children and the pupils who were writing the exams?
The first thing, we really congratulated the parents for even coming with their children and waiting outside for them to write. We congratulated such parents. And at the same time, we are crying to those parents who, like, they don't want their children to write. Because we went to some centers, 3 children fell ill that they were sick last week. And they were telling us that up till now, Madam, my papa no give me no one medicine, my mommy no give me no one medicine. And but they sent them to come and write exams today. How can? So we are only pleading to this type of parents, please help the government, because they cannot prepare a child for a whole year and at the end, a child does not write the exams. The child is not able to write the exams because of negligence of the parents. So this type of parents, we are begging them, pleading with them to help the government, help the children, help the community. Because when these children who are writing the national exams, they are no more their children. They are children of the government. They are government children. The teachers have been paid for that. And these children have studied to prepare to write the end of year exams. Then at the end they come, they don't write. Just because of the simple negligence of the parents. Even if you take your sister's child or your brother's child or a relative, any relative, please take that child as your child. That is just the message I want to give to some of those parents who have not encouraged some of these children to write.
Thank you so much, Madam, and hope to have you some other time. And also we want to wish good luck to all the pupils who wrote the common entrance examination today, and also those who wrote the entrée and CCM. And viewers, that was what we put together for you this evening on the news. Thank you so much for always being with us. Our programs continue this evening. At 7 p.m., search along or two with me in the studio for Equinoxe, and the news in the French language comes up. At 8 p.m., stay with us on Equinoxe Television. And see you again tomorrow, same time, God willing. Bye-bye for now.